Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. It is Friday the 13th for all these superstitious people in the house. Thank you very much, darling. Thank you. For all those superstitious people in the house. Bath time. How
Hello.
are you, man? Long time no see, especially on a Friday.
Yeah. I'm in on a Friday tonight, and before we get started, I just want to tell our chat I will ban anyone who spoils the War of the Rohirrim, which I haven't seen yet. I'm unlikely to see it, but um, don't be annoying me. It's the Lord of the Rings cartoon that's come out, Mister B, today.
Oh, good fucking
I'm not
hell.
going to watch it. It looks dreadful. Um, yeah, I'm all right. Have you got any superstitions?
Nope,
Nothing about no football superstitions.
nope. I don't have nothing. I don't prepare in any way. My preparation is my preparation is all different every week. No, I don't have nothing like that. I think it's a complete waste of time.
I mean, I've got rituals, but I wouldn't call them superstitions.
Go on.
Um, just like checking my kit the night before.
Yeah, but that's
Um,
that's not ritual. That's like organization.
yeah, that's what I mean. Is that like it's not. It's I don't do anything because I believe in like I do believe in luck.
Okay.
Um, and
Oh, I should change
coincidence.
the burger.
It's like ASMR. But no, I don't have any real superstitions. Do you boys in chat have any super? I mean, none of you really play football, do you?
No,
But
they might do. They might have a FIFA tradition, a superstition.
what? Like, I can't say that. Um, but they might like. Does anyone have any sort of superstitions? I don't know. I mean, it's a shame Yabba's not here because he'd have about 3,000.
No, but then they'll probably say it's not right and it's not not acceptable and blah blah blah. These are silly things to have because they're not real. A bit like dragons and stuff, innit?
Yeah,
God's sake.
yeah, like dragon.
Let me
Um,
let me say a couple of howdies before we get too carried away. I did have the link up, guys, for anybody who wanted to jump in, but I know you've bottled it, so look, we'll have to leave it like that. Solo, hope you're doing well. Happy birthday to the wife. Stephanie is saying YouTube couldn't cope. Look, maybe one day, Matty. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Bilal. Oh, not for you as well. Oh, you stalkers. It's all right. It's fine. As long as you hit the like, I don't have a problem with that. But I hope you're doing well on this Friday. Victor, I hope you're doing well, man. Simon, I hope there's no more injuries and you're in full working order. I have no idea who Gandalf was. You're taking the mickey out of me, mate. Let's see. Simon Ward is saying, I always avoid black cats that come into our garden. Okay. Jeff is saying, I played for 40 years before the legs gave out. I had two. I had two. I wore the same pair of boots till they were worn out. And if I was scoring or playing well, I kept them on. Fair enough. I have a superstition. I always like to place tubes diagonally first in the centrifuge. I have
mhm.
no idea what the hell that is.
It's like it's a thing that spins round really fast, like a washing machine, and it uses centrifugal force to separate elements from the liquids that are inside the test tubes.
Okay. Jeff is saying also wore the same pair of shin pads from high school to then. What the fuck were those made out of? Steel.
Jeff's just very frugal. Do you
Jeez.
notice it's all about not getting new kit? He's just keeping it until it's no longer fit for purpose.
Oh, you spend your money on Hooters, don't you, Jeff? I know. Simon's just letting us know about his hand. I'm sorry, guys. I am actually eating. That's why I've
What
got,
about John
you know.
Lowry?
Did I miss him? Oh, John, sorry. Welcome to the madness. Last time, obviously, it's a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
We have got the game on Sunday.
Yeah.
Is there any external Man United news that you want to discuss before we get into the preview?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of people are getting really wound up about the leaks. Like everyone, like I saw on like Twitter and a bit of YouTube last night that like people are all claiming they know that one of the players is leaking. No one is saying who it is, and it feels really horrible, to be honest. Like it's not the football club that I support. All like our fan base is so sort of divided, fractious, tribal that they're just really annoying me at the moment. A lot of them. I can't believe that like we just constantly have to be this player is a bad character or something like that for stuff off the field when judge them by what they do sort of on the field, and that's where you can see the bad characters. And I'm also a little bit annoyed with Rasmus Højlund, to be honest, which is crazy because he scored 2 goals and we
What's he
won.
done?
I didn't like his reaction at the end of the match to go and harangue Amad Diallo.
What are you talking about? I think that was fucking brilliant.
I'll tell you why I don't think it's brilliant, Mr. B. I think it shows someone who is not in control of their emotions when they're playing football. Can you tell me when a Man United player has done something similar to that before? Like that demonstrable, that like sort of, like that on display? At the end of a match, going in like the whistle goes.
I have no idea.
Goes. I can't remember anyone doing that, and I believe that kind of stuff it should be done, but it should never be done in public. It should always be in house, and he should be doing it in the dressing room. And I mean, I didn't watch the entire game, but I've seen the highlights, and we were pretty crap on some transitional moments. Like we had 3-on-3s, 3-on-2s, all this kind of stuff.
So I'm sure we had 5-on-1 at one stage. It felt like.
Well, I saw Rasmus. Right, I get Rasmus is desperate for his hat trick. I understand that. I think that's perfectly fine to be annoyed with Amad Diallo because he didn't pass him the ball. But in the same match, I saw Haaland on Rasmus on one of these breaks, and he just ran into a player.
Yeah, ran into a player. Yeah, I saw that one as well. Yeah.
And it's like when I don't know about you in your football club when you're testing like players out and stuff, but like when I was back in the day in Chile, what the sort of the manager used to do when we got new players in, used to do this to defenders in particular, is he'd give decisions against them constantly in like the large scale games. Like, so not like 3v3 stuff, but in like 11 versus 11 or 8 versus 8. And the idea is that they had to get their emotions in check because you can't play like as a defender, you can't be sort of volatile and stuff like that.
So did you used to kick him?
Yeah. Like you used to kick him, used to foul them. Like if they tackled you fairly, you'd give a free kick against it and stuff. The idea was just to annoy them and to sort of like see how they reacted to it all, so that in proper games you don't get what Rasmus did to Amad, which is like I think it's disrespectful to your teammate and to your teammates to the second the whistle goes to go and start screaming in their face. I do that in the changing room, not on the pitch. It's just to me a weak, immature character.
Wow,
and that's not what we need. So I'm disappointed with him.
I see it completely different. I'm more on the Amrin side of it, to be fair. That it's about time that players are now questioning each other and what they're doing on the pitch. I mean, all right, maybe it didn't come out right, or at the time where it looked maybe a lot worse than it was, but I'm glad. Get it out, get it in the open, and then you know what? It's out there now, so they have to discuss it in the changing room, regardless of whether Højlund thinks, he's disrespectful or not. I'm sure Ahmad will have a couple of things to say to him. It shouldn't cause an argument. It shouldn't cause a fight. But guaranteed the next game, they should be better. They should be better. Maybe Ahmad will look for that pass to play him, and maybe Rasmus will look for a pass into Ahmad. You know, so no, I think it's great. I think it's great. I'm just like I'm the same as the manager, to be fair.
Would you prefer it to have been done on the pitch or in the dressing room?
I don't think it matters.
Okay.
I don't think it matters. As long as it's said and done, I don't think it makes any difference. The fact that it was done on the pitch, everybody knows what's going on. But
yeah,
if it was done in the changing room, maybe the person who's leaking the stuff would have leaked the whole conversation anyway. You know what I mean?
Well, it's just for me, right? Changing rooms are like, you know, they're holy places. And nothing that happens in a changing room should leak from a changing room, which is why, like, you should feel like you should be able to swear, like, fight each other, like, set fire to stuff, do whatever you want in a changing room, within reason. Like, I know you've told me stories about people messing with your clothes before. That's too far, I think, in my view. But I think that all of that should be done in-house and stuff. And I just don't. I don't think it's befitting of a Manchester United player to talk to another one that way after the game. If it's in the game, it's more understandable. But the whistle's gone, and he's gone and like just had a massive go, Ahmad, and I don't like it. I think it's a bad mentality.
So if it happened in your team, on your Sunday team, you would side with, regardless of whether he should have played a pass or not, you would be siding with who?
Well, like, look, if it's my Sunday team, there's like 12 people watching. You know what I mean? But if it was like the university team I played in, or the one in Chile, where we actually had, you know, decent crowds from time to time, I would have probably, if it wasn't involving me, I'd have dragged Højlund away, and then I'd told him off in the dressing room. Okay. Like, I don't mean I'd have, like, you know, come in like Jackie Chan or something, couple of cartwheels, kick him in the nuts, like drag him off. I just get in between them and just say, like, enough of this, like, get inside, and then do it there. But I'd be very, very unhappy with it. Like, as a captain, I would see it as something that I would have to deal with, because that is not how I want my teammates acting with each other. And then when you take it to like elite level football, and you know how big Manchester United are, millions of people have seen that around the world. And I think in some ways it sort of gives people the excuse to say, well, you know, it's fine for us to go in on Ahmad or Rasmus or Rashford or Maguire, because we've seen one of the players doing it on the pitch. Like, very similar to what, do you remember Onana did it to Maguire in pre-season?
I remember.
I got really mad about that. It's exactly that. Like, that is less bad than what Rasmus did, but it was still pretty awful, because that happened in a game, and that's more understandable to me.
Fair enough. I said I think we will disagree. I don't know if it's the manager's head speaking on my half or
what
not.
What are they saying?
I'm going to try and get it up now. So we deserve better. It's saying too big for his boots. Is Højlund trying to mark his authority finally and maybe going the wrong way about it? But it's saying I agree with bath time regarding the changing room environment. I find it strange that there are cameras in some of the locker rooms nowadays. That's not quite. There was another one up there. Simon Warner is saying he would have a quiet word in his ear if necessary. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's something that we will disagree on. I just, like, you know, I say men being men, but it could be women playing women's football nowadays. I don't
or something in between.
Or something in between. Yeah, yeah, you're right about something in between, isn't it? Yeah. So look, who knows? Who knows if it's gonna work? I don't think it shouldn't affect what goes on in the dressing room. We'll have to see. And this is one from V. Bath time. Fans are forking out even more money to watch their beloved club. We have a right to boo, voice our opinions, but it has to be in the right way. He agrees. Okay. Tyrone is saying back in the day, what happened in the dressing room stayed in the dressing room. I can only recall one Fergie dressing room clip. Oh, no, and what's his name? Posted that anyway, didn't he? Beckham did that when he drove out when Fergie smacked the boot in the top of his head, didn't it?
Yeah, but that was in. I think he's talking about like cameras in the dressing room. Like they really only went in for celebrations, like where you saw like Anderson and Ronaldo. Ronaldo, like 20 something, saying he thought he was the best player of all time and things.
Oh, they were all laughing. I remember that. Yeah, they all
Yeah,
asked if he was the best player in the world, and he said he was, or something like that, wasn't it?
yeah. So you only ever really see stuff from Fergie's dressing room in celebration, like after winning the title or something. Like with the Beckham one, we just saw the picture of Beckham's forehead. We didn't see what went on. But personally, I'd love to see that MUTV video with Keane.
Yeah, the one that, yeah. It has to be somewhere.
They destroyed it.
Oh, they did destroy it, yeah?
Yeah, they burnt it.
Oh, they did. Okay, they did. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Just want to say, a howdy to Engelbert Humperdinck, with his early score prediction. Thank you very much. I will add that to the list as the show goes on. Maybe we'll end up having more than one. Well, look, it looks like we're gonna disagree slightly on the slanging match between the players there. Anything else do you want to report on? I know there was something about us and Alvaro Fernandez.
Yeah, it looks they've been scouting him. I think I saw something briefly on Twitter saying like fan favorite signing. Ineos are convinced, and apparently we've been, which I think is when we don't have a lot of money. This sounds like a waste of resources to me. We've been sending scouts out to watch a player that
We
was on
already
our
know.
books.
Yeah.
But God knows what that is about. But we need left back. I still think if we are going to go for Fonzie Davies, we should get him out in January. With like, could they turn down 10 million?
No, but he might.
No, because we're gonna offer him a contract. Say it's 250k, with 20 million signing on fee or whatever. Why don't we just pay an extra 10 million to get him in now? Because like otherwise he's just treading water at Bayern.
Yeah, but he's playing though.
Yeah, but I mean,
do they have a replacement in their squad for Alphonso Davies? Because don't forget, they're still in the Champions League. They've still got a league that they want to win. For an extra 10 million for Alphonso Davies, I don't think it appeals to them. Unless they.
If I sold you a £10 note for £9, would you buy it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's basically what I want to do to Bayern Munich, is that we're going to get this player at the end of the season. Here's a sweetener. Let him come 6 months early. Like he's not. That's what I would try and do. And also, it kind of like if you're doing that, it means that you can like fend off Real Madrid, Barcelona, all the other clubs that are after him. Where like get this contract done now, get 15 million or something like on the table. Bayern then begin to put a bit of pressure on him because they want they'll take that, they'll want money for a player that they're going to lose for free. I don't think he'll make a huge difference to their Champions League or Bundesliga prospects.
Wow.
So I think that we can kind of gazump the other teams by doing that, and that 15 million is that what Alvaro's release clause is, or his buyback thing? Is it like 20 million or something
It's
like
20
that?
million for us, yeah, and then everybody else is going to have to pay, 40, 50 mil. I think that's probably another reason why they're going to jump in there, well, because Barcelona and Real Madrid have both been circling.
Well, if we've got a decent sell-on clause, right, for him. We can use that sell-on clause. We can use the money that we're going to get from that sell-on clause to expedite the Alphonso Davies transfer and make ourselves look less stupid than
Yeah, but
going out and
but they would have to wait though, wouldn't they? Because I'm going to see, unless they're going to bid from in January. You know, if they're going to come in from in January, then fine, that can maybe be done. But if they're not, I don't think we wait. I don't think we can afford to wait. We need a complete team. We need somebody who can play on the bloody left. You know what I mean? Malacia, I have no problem with what he's doing, but is he going to be the long-term answer? I don't even know if Alvaro's going to be the long-term answer, to be fair. But
well, isn't like I think I'm making quite a good argument here. Like, do you think Fonzie Davis would be the long-term answer?
for at left back, at left wing back,
Yeah,
of course he would.
right. Do you think that players? Do you think that clubs in the summer are gonna buy out the other one, Alvarez, like Alvarez Fernandez, whatever he's called, Alvaro Fernandez?
Yeah.
Do you think that he's going to get bought this summer?
Yeah, 100%.
Right, we've got a sell-on clause on that. So what I'm suggesting is that we use what we're going to get from the sale in the summer for Fernandez, and we use that extra cash to do the Alphonso Davies deal now. So if we're getting 15, 20 million out of this deal for Alvaro Fernandez in the summer, we basically offer Fonzie Davis whatever it is we're going to offer him, and then we offer Bayern like 80, 90% of that transfer that we're going to get from Fernandez in the summer, and then we get a long-term solution in January.
I get that. It's just whether or not he wants to come to United. The thing is, we're not in anything. We're 13th in our league. Is that really going to appeal to a player?
No, but I think it's more likely because Yoro didn't want to come here, right?
Of course he did.
Well, okay, but one thing we did is that his football club put huge pressure on him because they wanted that fee. I think that because Fonzie Davis is a lot of people want him, I think if Bayern are going to get a fee, they'll put that pressure on Davis as well to help them out. You know, he got, you know, they got him in from Canada, they gave him a career, they'd like a fee, all the sort of stuff that they do. I think that's our best chance of getting him is in January. Give him the free transfer deal, but also give like Bayern 20 million or whatever.
If that's something that they can do bath time, then yeah, I think it should be done. I just think wherever he goes, Alphonso Davis is locking down that side, and if that's the formation that we're playing, then I just see it as a no-brainer. You know, hopefully there is somebody listening to the way that you're working things out here. You know, it could be getting rid of Amas in January and using that money the same way you're talking about recycling. You get rid of Amas, try and do a deal to get Fonzie in with the Amas money, and then let Alvaro go and sit down on the buyback on the extra. Look, there's loads of ways.
I'd sell Amas if a decent offer came in. He hasn't played for us. We don't know if he's ready or not.
Have we here we go the Diego Leon?
I think it's almost here we go. It's not official, but I think they're at the exchange and contract stage.
Okay, so that's just a matter of time then.
It might even be something as stupid as waiting for the end of the month for tax reasons or something, but I think it's essentially done. But I also don't think that we're going to see him play for United for a while.
Oh, look, the fact that they're going in young, it's either going to go two ways. Now he's a United player, he's now going to be worth 20 million, and he hasn't put any, you know, he hasn't even strapped any boots on yet. So, yeah, you know, if it's a thing where he doesn't, then they go down the Chelsea route, I suppose, of
loan system.
Yeah, loan system, or getting them in, loan them out, and then get them sold if they don't think they're good enough, making profit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like De Bruyne, Salah.
Yeah, I know.
Crazy.
I know. Look, it's what they do, though, innit? I don't know. Bath time.
And the
Someone's going
other
to be
one,
interesting. Go on. Oh, there's another one.
yeah, what's his name? Pedro something. João Pedro from Brighton. Apparently in Portugal, we're getting linked with him, but Liverpool are also linked with him. I don't actually know a huge amount about
No, I
him.
was going to say, I'm not going to say, does he look like a United type player? But would he play in, guys in the chat as well, there's a few of in here. Obviously, I'm not going to say I know much about Pedro. I know he's keeping out your guy.
Evan Ferguson.
Evan Ferguson. But I have no idea what style of play he plays like. Would he be playing as the top end? Would he be playing in, as one of the 10s? Tyrone's just there saying, I like João Pedro, but he's nothing special. I have no idea.
In chat, Tyrone. Come and tell us.
Yeah, he's probably smashed this Friday, isn't it? He's a 10. Yeah. Here we go. He's a 10. Chat Sport is saying.
Right, okay. So is Welbeck the 9 then for Brighton?
I would assume so, but Welbeck doesn't stay. Maybe they do a rotate. Oh, I don't know, Bath.
Welbeck's always dropped. Welbeck's always been more of a false 9 than like anything else at Brighton, sort of like dropping in and things. Maybe they share that responsibility. But what I do know about João Pedro is he's pretty strong and he's athletic and he looks like he's got a good injury record. And that elevates him above a lot of players in our team.
Okay, well, Johnny Hill saying bringing Pedro into the club would be pointless unless we try him as a left number 10. He's a very creative forward.
Right. So Jeff no Bruno.
Saying, well, listen, maybe that's the upgrade that they're looking for. Yeah. Jeff is saying he agrees João Pedro plays number 10 for Portugal.
Where's Bruno play for Portugal? Is he an 8?
I think he's an 8, isn't he? Yeah, I think he's the 8. Tyrone, BATHTIME was right about Mbeumo. He would be good for us.
Very rarely wrong, Tyrone.
Bart is saying, get the lapping and sell Xerxes to Ipswich. Look, Bart, I've put it in there because you're here every week. Yeah. Bilal was saying Pedro's not. No, he's not Brazilian. There may well be a Brazilian Pedro play, but that's not the one we're talking about. Here we go. And Johnny Hill is saying, I probably prefer him over Gyökeres actually right now just because we lack creativity.
You think, I get a bit worried with players like Gyökeres because they've been in our league and the league below. I mean, Jesus, if he'd been playing for Coventry last year, they'd have beaten us probably. They very nearly did. I sort of like, I still don't quite understand what the 9 is really meant to be doing in an Amorim system or the Amorim system he's playing now. I don't know, because we've had this ridiculous Xerxes and Rasmus switch. We've had one running in behind and one running deep. I think it would be interesting if we did sign a striker, just because it would let us kind of know what Amorim wants from his striker. Because I'm not sure he wants Xerxes style striker.
No, I don't think he does. I think he wants a Højlund type striker, a strong runner.
Yeah,
yeah. I think that's the style of striker that he wants. I mean, he's the only one we've got in the team who can do it. So maybe he doesn't really have a choice. But yeah, I think he's more likely to go with a Højlund over Xerxes style. I mean, look, maybe he'll find a position for Xerxes in the team.
I suppose he's been at 10 a few times, hasn't he?
Yeah. But
he's been pretty bad at 9. What did you think of him yesterday? Mix of Batistuta, Ronaldinho, and
I'm a dead granny. Yeah. Yeah, if you're gonna play one-touch football, the passes have to find your man in it. I hate that. Like, take 2 touches. He had the opportunity to be taking 2 touches, so you control the ball and then make the pass. But he was trying these one-touch layoffs that were bouncing, and that pisses me off. I just look at it as a teammate. Control the ball. You know, some of the times he wasn't pinging the ball off. There was no pressure on him at all.
Yeah, what I hate from players, and I've seen him do it a couple of times, is that me and Dora always argue about this, where I think an overhit ball is much, much better than an underhit ball.
Yeah, so do I. Because
Yeah.
it gives you something, one, it turns the defenders, and two,
Mm-hmm.
it gives the forward something to chase. It shows his hunger. What I don't like, to be fair, I don't like the air ones. You know, it might be a long one, but it's an airy one.
Is
The
it
ones,
hanging?
yeah, that's the word I'm looking for, hanging. I like the ones, like when a greyhound can see the rabbit. It's something close enough for the forward to be interested in and thinks he can be in a battle with.
It's like Scholes's balls out to the wing. Like he hit them like 2 yards off the ground hard, and like you would arrive at it. Yeah. Whereas like Maguire does this quite a lot, where he plays like sort of snowy balls, I call them. Like they're very high and they're very flat and things. They've got no turn on them, or like they're quite. I think that they have to be perfect, or they're very easy to defend.
Victor's just said Zexy, I play at 0.7 speed.
Is this Victor Meldrew thing carrying on? Is it?
I'll keep until he tells me to stop. I'm going to keep calling him Victor. The Cake Cadet.
Hello,
welcome.
Cake.
I would say we have a chance versus City, but we have Onana in goal, so he's going to let in 3 at the very least. I'm taking it that your confidence in Onana has now left the building.
Yeah, wait till you see my starting 11, Cake. You'll like it.
Tyrone saying I hate Maguire's passing, it's rubbish. No, what I will say is if he has time to set the long ball, he does normally hit a good ball. His short passes probably is more the issue, but he can ping a long ball.
Did yesterday, did you think De Ligt was Maguire-like in his passing, in terms of, little too many touches on the ball, go back inside, send it home? Was he breaking lines?
I think we did a lot of that yesterday. Onana's not an outfield player. He's
not an in-goal player. No, it's not.
No, but what I'm saying is they're using him like an outfield player. He's a goalkeeper, and then I lost my shit yesterday. But thinking about I don't want my goalkeeper to be playing out from the back. Like,
this is a change.
No. What I'm saying to you is they're using him as a football player, and then he's a goalkeeper by nature. Yes, he can play out, but then when he plays out and makes a mistake, we're upset. We've got outfield players who can't pass 5 yards. We've actually got outfield players. Rashford can't pass for shit. Xerxes was doing it, but we cussed Onana yesterday because he was obviously the last line of whatever he was. I still think he's a dick for doing it. I'm a
little bit less that he's a dick on that. Like, I think it's a terrible mistake. Make no bones about it. I do not like De Ligt being the table in these situations. And when I watched it, I noticed that De Ligt was absolutely bloody appalling in that situation, and Onana should have just booted it. But the thing is that we are playing a new system, and we're playing a system that is a different way of passing out of the back, and you have to take these licks like in the first ones. I'm more annoyed about his errors, which were just goalkeeping errors, like when he fell over. The wind blew him one way and it blew the ball the other. I'm not saying it's bad, and I'm not saying I'm not disappointed and think that it's atrocious, but it is just one of these things that you have to accept. In the first 2 months of a new style of football, you're going to get these ridiculous individual errors. It's whether he is still doing it in February is the big thing for me.
I get you.
If he's doing it in February, I want him. I'd put him on a boat back to Ajax or whatever, or put him on a train or a plane. If Dennis Bergkamp, I don't care. Get him out. But I think, to be honest, Mr. B, do you remember when we talked about Amorim coming in? Onana and Martinez were the two that I was really interested in. If he was going to be like players that, if they were going to be players he liked, and I'm beginning to think that he's looking at them and thinking, like, we can upgrade here. Like, and I agree with him if that's what he is thinking. But this is all in my head.
There's a lot of stuff that goes in your head. That goes in your head bath time.
I know. But at the same time, not a lot goes on in my head.
Strange how that works. And we all understand exactly what you're fucking talking about, to be fair. But look, we've waffled. Well, we haven't waffled. We've spoken and we've debated on one or two things. We've got our game on. We've got our game on Sunday, 4:30. There's actually two games after us, both kicking off at 7:00, which I found really weird. I thought ours was going to be the last game on Sunday. So,
if we win, I'm going to be slaughtered by the match reaction. Because I'm watching all of those games.
You think it's going to be if? Do you think we don't have a chance?
Oh, no. I think we've got a good chance. Like, our best... I know we've had results against City over the years with Ollie and Ten Hag and stuff, but we didn't go in ever feeling that we were, like, on an equal footing, as it were. Like, I think we're going in, like, on an equal footing this time. And it's, I think they're going to do it, to be honest.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I think I might just be, it might just be like hopium, like pure hope, and things like that. But this City team has never been this weak for 7 years or something. We've done them a couple of times. Like we did them last time we played. I think that, you know, we start well. Actually, we don't always start well against City. We conceded after 20 seconds the FA Cup. But I think that we can. I think we can do something there. Home crowd behind us and so on. Like Pep might be unraveling a little bit, but at the same time, these players have let me down so many times. But I like our manager. I think our manager is a good manager, and I think we might be able to do it.
Okay. Well, I'm as confident as you. To be fair, I actually do think we're going to do them. I think it's more to do with the fact that they're in a worse state than ours, and the pressure's more on them. They're at home. They haven't had that feeling of bloody hell. You know, we've got a chance of losing. Normally, it's us thinking, "Oh shit, man, we got City again." But they've been taking licks from lesser teams than us this season. Granted, you know, we're not in the best.
Have they lesser teams than us?
Well,
who's been them that's a lesser team than us?
They've won 1 in 7. They've won 1 in 10.
Yeah, but what against? Name one of the teams that beaten them that you think we would beat. Spurs.
You would beat Spurs now. Yeah, Spurs.
All
yeah,
right,
I'll
fair
take
enough.
Spurs. I'll take Spurs. Yeah, I don't have a problem with naming Spurs. Who else did they lose to then?
Sporting.
Amorim did a job on him.
Well, they were pretty lucky, to be honest. I think they could have been 4 or 5
Yeah,
down.
I know. Just like the Arsenal game, but they weren't. Listen, we can't afford to start slow. Stephanie saying Spurs beat him twice.
Did you see Spurs last night against Rangers?
No, but I heard Postecoglou rip
Timo
well.
Werner.
Yeah, he really went. I think he's under pressure now. Anyway,
Would you like to see? I was going to ask you about this. Would you like to see Amorim do, like, say, for example, with Rashford, it's very, very similar. Like he was talking about a senior player not performing to standard and letting 19-year-olds outshine him on the pitch. And that made me think of like Kobbie, Yoro, Garnacho, and Marcus Rashford. And I was wondering, like, do you think I don't think it would be acceptable to do that. I don't think you should hang your players out in public.
Do you know what? If Marcus ain't going to be here in a year and a half, but if in a year and a half he will still do the same, then yeah, because he's been here a year and a half to see it. I don't think he would be justified in publicly criticizing any player because he's only just come in. And to be fair, I don't think that's his style. I'm not sure, although I didn't think it was Postecoglou's style, but I said pressure, it makes you do weird things. So maybe. God, I hear your keyboards.
Oh, sorry, I was.
Don't worry, mate. It's
Canny was telling me that he's not going to be able to make it tonight, so I was telling him to like and subscribe.
Oh yeah, that's all right. Thanks for letting us know. 42 minutes late, Cammy. It's a good job we didn't wait for you, isn't it?
Yeah. Remember, like, if you can share the stream, like all that kind of nonsense. If you wouldn't mind.
Well, look, you know what? We wouldn't mind. I'm going to get our teams up. I'm going to get both of our teams up.
Goalkeeper.
Guys, obviously, you know, I just feel like sometimes you need to, you know, there needs to be consequences for your actions. Obviously, I've got my team up. Bathtime's got his team up. Guys in the chat, get your 11s in if you could be bothered to type. If not, just let us know which one you prefer, either Bathtime's or mine's. It's entirely up to you if you don't want to be doing that. Okay, so V has gone straight away.
What's he saying?
First thing he says, Bathtime's laugh always makes me chuckle. It's infectious, but
because I'm riddled with diseases.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Bathtime. Tom Heaton is shit. I don't understand your faith in him. That's one down for you, Bathtime. Look, we both know Onana's gonna play, but yeah. I think it would be lovely if he did do it, to be fair.
Why have you gone for Bayinda over Heaton?
Just because I've seen Bayinda play this season and I didn't think he didn't do too bad in the game that he played.
Was it against Barnsley?
Get lost, Bathtime.
I'm asking.
It probably was. But you know what? It doesn't. I remember that's the last. Yeah, I think it probably was. I think it probably was Barnsley, to be fair. But no, look, I would have had him over Heaton. I just think that you can't have a goalie sitting down and not get any game time at all. I think it's bloody crazy.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the thing that annoys me about it is that, like, Onana, I mean, we all remember him racking up them air miles so that Bayinda only played one game against Preston North, against, who was it? Is it Newport Pagnell or someone that, like, Bayinda got his one appearance in last season? I think there's got to be accountability. Bayinda hasn't impressed me hugely from what I've seen of him, like, which has been very little. But I like Tom Heaton. I trust Tom Heaton. He actually played, I think, in Ten Hag's first season a couple of times, and he looked perfectly fine to me. He's a United man. He's from our youth academy. I trust him.
Fair
Newport
enough.
County, thank you.
Newport County. Yeah, there you go. Well, look, we've got a couple of teams up. Andrew has gone Onana, Martinez, De Ligt and Yoro, Casemiro, Mainu. He's gone. I'm going to assume it's Mount and what's he gone? God, he hasn't got a striker and he's gone like you.
He's also got 10 players.
Oh, that might be why. One. All right. Come on, Andrew.
He's just not playing any.
6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Okay. Yeah. I realize. I think Hoyland's going to be the final one. until he puts another one in. V's gone Bayinda, Dillit, Euro Martinez, Dallo, Malacia, Ugarte, Bruno, Mainu, Ahmad, and Hoyland.
I don't mind that at all.
So so he would be put in. Let me see. So he would have
Below
Bruno.
Malacia are wing backs.
Yeah.
Ugarte and Fernandez are the pivot. Mainu
You
and
reckon?
Ahmed in the 10s.
Well,
Hoyland
yeah,
at
but
9.
he could have it the other way, or he could have Mainu beside Ugarte, like I have. Let us know, V. Let us know. Johnny Hill is gonna Nana Martinez, Delete Euro.
Mm-hmm.
Right wing back Maz, left wing back Malacia. He's gone Ugarte and Bruno, Mainu, Mount, and Hoyland. Oh, that looks like mine. See,
He's
I've
also
gone.
formatted it lovely.
So we understand it. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. See, guys, a little bit of sense here. It makes it a lot easier for us. Let's see with Bilal, what Bilal's got. Bayinda, Loro, Dillit, Mazraoui, Ahmad, Kobbie, Ugarte, Anthony. Anthony?
It's gone Anthony at left wing back.
Bruno, Garnacho, and Rasmus. Okay, am I the only one feeling any love for Mason Mount?
Well, I am as well.
In this formation. Let me see, where have you got? Oh, you have got him in, so you dropped.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah, but what have you squeezed Mason Mount in? Have you squeezed him in? Or do you really feel that he would go? Because I'm not sure that we need to be playing without a recognised striker.
Well, my thinking is that I don't think we create enough chances for a striker, and I don't know if that's because, as I suspect, our strikers are dreadful footballers. So I've put players that run about a bit and can do stuff on the pitch, and I've also, obviously, I have put 5 players in that can head a football for zonal marking, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not too bad, I suppose.
All right, let's have a look. Hold on. Where am I going? He said Mazraoui's the other one. Yeah, he's forgot his other wing back, so he's left out the striker as well.
He's put Bruno at false 9.
Yeah, he's gone
like me.
That's incredible. That's it. I would never have thought of that. The fact that you both have, I just think that's so weird to me. V saying Mainu and Ahmed are his number 10s. Yeah.
Yes, it was Delo.
He's moving them forward. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I really wouldn't have a problem with Mainu playing as the 10, but because he hasn't, do you think he would contemplate playing Ahmad behind the striker again?
Well, he definitely has tried him out there, and the thing is that I thought that Ahmad wasn't very good from what I've seen. Like, it was the same issue I had with him at the start of the season, where poor execution, too slow in that execution, and not any quality. But when he's played at right wing back, he's been a lot better. It's like tidier on the ball.
You think it's more because he's got a lot of space to maybe move into as well?
Space and options. I think that we have to look at him as a sort of combination player. Like, he's not like he's weird because he is someone that you can sort of leave, that you would like to see left one-on-one with his fullback and for him to go at his fullback. But we don't see a huge amount of that from him when he's like in a forward position. And, you know, it's although I was dissing Rasmus earlier on, I do agree with him. I thought that Ahmad's delivery was bloody dreadful from what I've seen. And I thought that Hoyland's was, Anthony's was. The only one who was actually doing well in those transitions was Bruno for starting them. And so I think that he's tried to put Ahmad further towards goal, but all of Ahmad's old problems are his current problems. And I think that Ahmad is far more effective
for the team.
Yeah, as a right wing back.
Oh, look, maybe it'll change. Maybe as I said, look, maybe he's slotting in, but yeah, I agree. I think he's more effective at the moment as our right wing back.
And you know, I sort of what I think he'll go with is very different to what I put out. But I think that he'll play Kobbie next to Agate.
Do you know what? I want that to work. That would be my perfect. That would be my perfect combination. Whether or not it can, whether physically it can, but in my head, that is the one that I really, really want to work.
Why?
Just because I like both of them.
Okay.
I like both of them. I'm not sure Kobbie has technically, I think he has it. I'm not sure physically his body's ready to do that role. But we need him in the team. So if it means that he swaps with Bruno and they play him for, the only thing is I don't think we've seen him play in that position.
My concern is I think Mainu and Agate are best used in a 3-man midfield.
Yeah.
I don't think either of them can play like. The thing is, though, if you look at Lavia and Caicedo at Chelsea, they're not as good as I think people think. They're really poor at recovering space, and like Caicedo's got a terrible. Caicedo gives away so many fouls. Lavia gets beaten in the air a lot, and yet they're second in the league. So maybe it can work, but I don't know. This is one of the reasons why I think we should be. I like having Mainu where I've got Mainu because I think he can drop in and make the 3 rather than being part of the 2. And then with Bruno as a false 9, he can drop in as well. And I think that if you've got Kobbie dropping back, you get Delo and Ahmad like being able to get forward more, and that pushes their team back. So I think it's more sensible to. Yeah, that's why I've gone this way.
But there's no pressure on the defenders though. That's my problem. I'm not sure we can keep hold of the ball enough to not have a focal point.
Okay, so what I've seen of Amarin Sporting is that what they did really, really well, it wasn't pressing. Like, you know, when there's a goal kick, that's normally where you do your strongest press because, like, that's the least dangerous situation you can be in. What Amarin's team did well is they've transitioned from a mid-block to a press, which I really like because that's a lot easier to do than going from a press to a mid-block.
Right. So do you feel that because he was talking about expect having your formation in a system, expecting to lose the ball in certain areas, so that you're always protecting. You've always got a player maybe being able to, apart from obviously the goalkeeper position, but you've always got a player protecting in case it does break down in certain.
Well, that's
places.
a rest defense.
Yeah, right. But how he talks about his setting up, he talks about it being really fluid. You see, like normally in a rest defense, you probably have the 2 or the 3 or the 3 or the 2. I think he wants to try and make it where it doesn't matter what players are in those positions. That's what you have to be doing. So it's another system thing again.
No, I think it's slightly different. I think he's going down the modern route, which is a +1 rest defense. So the rest defense is 5, right? 3 central, 2 wide. Doesn't matter if it's a 2-3 or a 3-2.
3-2,
yeah, always 3 central, 2 wide. What I think he means is that if their rest attack only has 1 person in it, that means we can commit someone from the rest defense into an attacking position / a counter pressing position. And what that means is that if you're good at keeping the ball, you can gradually pin the. Well, we've been all right at keeping the ball. It's progressing the ball that is the problem.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. Actually, all right, fair enough. That's
so if we get the ball into the final third, I think what he means is that we'll get an extra player joining the attack. Like if you think to Pep's teams, like the great Barcelona team, Piqué used to basically join the attack. Like he was the spare man, and so they give him the ball, and he would get up into midfield. And John Stones probably moved to like central midfield. He used to do that as well, and now Gvardiol is the one that does it. It's where I think what he means is you have a technically competent centre back who can attack, and that's why I've got Mazraoui as my left-sided centre back, because he would be the one that I would want joining the attack, and I think he's done it a couple of times this season.
Right. So are you? So you're putting Mazraoui in? I mean, look, we've both gone Mazraoui over Martinez.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's got Martinez sort of being really aggressive. I mean, Martinez is making tackles in near half, for God's sake. Do you think that Mazraoui is better equipped, or do you think it was a height issue while we've both chosen Mazraoui?
Well, it's a couple of things. One is, I think that the combination of Martinez's height and the fact he gives away so many free kicks means that we're in trouble. You know, because he's overly aggressive and stuff. And to be honest, Maguire can be overly aggressive as well. But we then don't have the ability to adequately defend those set pieces. So Martinez, it's like a double weakener. Do you know what I mean? Like, he gives free kicks away and he can't defend them. He is not an outside centre-back. He's too short. He can't match his leg. He can't match his stride to, like, you know, to the players that are lengthy, Mbueno, Adama Traore.
He could be gone. I mean, you've said this on more than one occasion, and you've been saying it for a little while. Maybe he'll be a player that they decide to cash it, because look, there's going to be interest in Martinez. Let's be honest. If he goes, do you think
they would?
Yeah, most definitely.
At what price? He cost 55 million.
Shit, I don't see we get 55 million for him.
Do you think we break 30 for him?
Yes, yeah, I think we definitely get 30 for him. No, what is he now? How old is Martin? He must be what, 27?
I don't know. Like, can someone in chat let me know how old Martinez is and who they think is going to buy him and at what price? Because I look at the teams that, like, West Ham are a team that we always kind of get linked with to dump players on. Everton are a team we always get linked with to dump players on.
He won't stay in the Prem. He won't stay in the Prem. I think. Right. I don't think he stays in the Prem.
Okay, so outside the Premier League, there are only 4 or 5 clubs that will pay over 30 million for a player.
Real, PSG, Barca,
Atletico.
Yeah, I could see him. I could see him working under
Simeone.
Simeone, yeah.
Not a chance.
Why?
Not a chance. Because he's not a good enough defender.
26. Yeah, he's 26 we've got here. Thanks, guys. Thank you. James is saying 30 million.
I genuinely think we're looking at 20 million to a club that is, I don't know, like, let's say Fiorentina, decent club, like, what's his face is there, De Gea. How much do you think that they would pay for him?
That'll be their whole budget.
And Johnny McTominay scores goals, and he's one of the best goal-scoring midfielders in international football, like, without question. Like, you might say he's crap at everything else, but he scores goals. He's athletic. He's tall. He's got good injury record. He runs around. Like, all of these things are much more valuable than Lisandro Martinez, who has a terrible injury record, can't defend set pieces. He's not even in our zonal system. He's a blocker. And you saw how crap he was as a blocker against that guy whose brother's a goalkeeper that we used to have, Mihailovic or something.
Yeah. It's the same saying now. I know you took Milinkovic-Savic.
Yeah, Milinkovic. Yeah, like, his job wasn't to mark Milinkovic-Savic. It was to stop him getting a run on, and he couldn't even do that. Like, he's not good at defending in wide areas. He's not good at defending in a high line. I genuinely don't know where he goes for 30 million, but for 20 million, you can sell him to someone like Calvin Bassey.
For 20 million, they're not going to sell him for 20 million. they're not going to ship her. They'll be better off letting him bloody leave on a free.
Oh, maybe, but I just don't see where you get that price from of 30 million, because
I'm just thinking. I'm not saying it just came into my head, but Jesus, man, we can't do 20 million. I just think that proves he's a failure, and I don't think he has been.
Okay, but he's not in your team and he's not in my team, and we need money.
I know, Bath time. I know.
All right, talk to me about. I think your midfield's pretty obvious. Talk to me about Rasmus and Mount and why you've gone for them.
You know what? I've never been a Mount player, and I don't understand where my feeling for Mount being. I just think it's a system thing. I think that he will do exactly what the manager wants him to do, and he had 2 chances on the last game we played.
Yeah,
and he was one of the saves. The goalie made a good save. One of them he probably should have scored, but that's the 3rd chance that he's had where I think he's been unlucky in regards to. That's the position where he's turning up to take the shot, whether he's taking it with his left foot or taking it with his right foot. I think he is understanding what Amorim wants, and the fact that he came on. I mean, look, maybe it was a game where whoever came on as subs after the first half debacle was always going to be better than the players on the pitch. But I see him understanding it. You know, once he gets the first goal, I think Mount starts bubbling. I really, really think he starts bubbling. So I would have Mount over Garnacho. I think Garnacho's decision making is shit.
yeah.
And I'm definitely not playing Rashford in that position.
Okay.
So that's more why I've gone for. I know Mount lacks the pace, and maybe that's what Amorim wants as one of those 2 number 10s, because Bruno plods along, doesn't he? And Mount's not really. I mean, Mount's pretty quick, but he's not rapid like Rashford.
He's nippy.
Yeah, that's the word. Acceleration, 20 yards, he'll probably be okay. But I mean, maybe the 20-yard acceleration is what we need. So yeah, that's more why I haven't gone for either of those 2. I just think that they would be unselfish in regards to trying to find Højlund. And that's more what I'm thinking about. I said that right now we don't need the other. Say we do need the other strikers scoring, but Højlund's our main man. He's the one who they need to be feeding now. You know, if he comes and he scores 2 and has to come off, great. There's not a problem with that. You know, we've found that if you feed him, give him the opportunities, he will score. You know, we're starting to give him opportunities now.
Yeah, I mean, for Mount, I like Mount because even when he's not playing well, he gives you something. And Rashford and Garnacho haven't been playing well for a while and have given you nothing.
Yeah.
So Mount, he's very, very good at pressing. I think you're right. He's turning up in the correct areas. He's a willing runner. I would like to see him getting in behind a bit more, but I think he's also a good boy, Mount, and he does what he's told. Like he's well regarded as a trainer that does what you tell him, and I like those kind of players.
I mean, to be fair, he was making the full. I tell you what, I did notice Bath time on in the game. Players didn't have the bravery to pass the ball to the runner. You know, like the midfield run, there was a couple of times where Mount broke, but maybe it was the wrong players.
Was it only Bruno? But I mean, Bruno
breaks, but there's nobody to find Bruno.
Yeah, but Bruno on the ball does not lack the bravery to do anything. He plays like he's had that mushroom like a Super Mario. He hears that music going off when he gets the ball.
Maybe we need somebody to be braver, but then they do that and they lose the ball. We moan.
Yeah, Ahmad loses the ball a lot. Like since Amarin's come in, I think Ahmad has lost the ball more than Bruno on average in a game. But it's not too much of an issue because we're much better sort of set up. and things like that. And when you lose the ball, as ridiculous as it sounds, it's an opportunity to score a goal because the defensive team becomes disorganized to try and win it back. And that's why counter pressing is so important, because if you can then win the ball back, the defense is completely out of position. And I like Mount because he gives you a 6 out of 10, even when he does bugger all with the ball, because of the energy and the pressing and so on. And I know that a lot of people will dislike that, but he's essentially playing McTominay's role from last year. And I think even though he's not scoring goals, I think you'd say he's playing it better.
Yeah, I do. I just think on the ball, I think technically he's much better. He keeps hold of the football. As I said, I don't know. I just don't know where this love for Mount has come, because I thought
From
he was
whom?
a bum.
I've always liked him.
No, for me, I know for you, you've always said he was a good player. Even Andrew, has always said he was a good player, but I just didn't see him as any. I just thought it was a mere player. But I really, really think that he's got a chance to nail down the position in this this Amorim system and this Amorim formation.
He's the player, right? That I know people pin their hat on Ahmad and Xerxes and Rasmus and De Ligt and all these fancy players. He is the player that I'm expecting to benefit the most from Amorim's system, because he's got a good engine. Like, I think that if he can get a run of games and a bit of fitness together, he was Chelsea's player of the season 2 years in a row or something like that. And I don't want another Juan Mata case on my hands where we have a player that I love that isn't used. And I think I might be being unfair here, but I think our team is suffering a lot from the way the strikers are playing, where their hold-up play is nowhere near good enough.
It's shocking. The ball doesn't stick. Yeah.
And like, what I found interesting about Rasmus's goal, and I think I might have worked him out as a player now, is I'm not completely convinced that first touch is what he meant to do, but he did kind of do it in one movement. Like because he put it up in the air.
Are we talking about for
the free kick goal?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But what he did that was brilliant is he got his hip and his shoulder across the striker.
Thank you. And this is, I don't know, I think it might have been somebody at work today. You have to learn techniques. You have to practice techniques. He wasn't doing that before. He didn't have the body shape. What am I doing?
Yeah.
So he didn't have the body shape. He was going in, leaning back, trying to wrestle with the defender, leaning on him. Now, look, that could be something that he was taught. It could be something that just happened in the game.
Do you know what I think it is?
Fluke.
I think Rasmus Højlund is a last line striker, like last shoulder striker, like a Filippo Inzaghi or something like that, where we're asking him to receive the ball back to goal, Drogba,
and he's not.
Saha
He's
style.
more of a. Do you know what? I get that, but he has the physical attributes,
without question,
to become the complete striker. If that's what he lacks, and the forward running is what he's good at, I do believe that if he's taught it, it's something that this is where the coaches come into it. You know what I mean?
Well, is this right? As a manager, this is a question for you, because I was a player that benefited tremendously from coaching. I needed coaching, see it like properly, like everything that I've learned in football, like it's kind of been coached, because I was a very, very good technical player, like Maradona sevens, all this kind of stuff. But I didn't know how to use my body. I didn't know how to dribble correctly, when to dribble correctly, all this kind of stuff. But basically, what they did with me is that instead of working on my weaknesses, which my big weakness has always been, I'm not very good at handing a man off. Like when you've got to let someone go and the centre back or the left back take him. I'm still terrible to that to this day. Like Yeah, I'm really bad for it. And I get like anxious in games when I'm doing it and stuff. And like, I've been playing for 20 years. But with Rasmus, what I've seen from him, where he did that, I'm going to say expertly, the handing the man off. Maybe not the first touch, but the handing the man off. And we've seen this a couple of times in that position where he's running at goal. He does a nice finish. He likes that chip finish, his little comfort finish. And that was a well-taken goal. No doubt about it. Like, I think that from what I've seen about Gyökeres used to get in the channel and beat people with space. He didn't see, with pace in that space. He wasn't coming and receiving the ball like to feet as far from the 4 games that I watched Sporting. And I think that what we should be doing is, instead of teaching Rasmus like how to hold the ball up, because he's a man, he's played football for, he's been at the highest level that he can be at for 10 years. He hasn't learned to hold the ball up. I think that is something we work on him with in the next pre-season. And for now, we play to his strengths, which is him in a wider left position where he can get the ball, hold his man off, and go run down the wing, or run down the inside channel and then shoot across goal. Because we've seen he's not a good penalty box striker. We've seen he's not a good aerial striker. What we have seen is that he's good outside of the box, running onto the ball. And we've seen that on the left channel, he's able to hold a man off, separate himself from that man, and get a good strike off.
Yeah.
And that's how I want to see him used. I don't want us to try and turn him into something else. I want us to refine what he is.
What he has. I mean, look, the thing is, if he can be, or if that's the style that, the manager wants, then I'm sure that it's something that can be worked on. I mean, it's weird that you said, I wouldn't have thought of working on the strengths and forgetting about the weaknesses until the end of the season. I would still be trying to get him to improve his bits and pieces as the game goes on. You know what I mean?
Well, I was thinking of Ronaldo and Bale, because they came back from pre-seasons with the build of boxers. They look like heavyweight.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
And when they went to Real Madrid, they minimised their game. They didn't get that. Ronaldo took the dribbling out of his game. He just got himself into positions to use his physicality to score. And we know, and Gareth Bale, I know everyone, I rate Gareth Bale incredibly highly. He genuinely, I think he's one of the few players I've seen in the Premier League that was unstoppable on his day. More than someone like Eden Hazard, who was a great player as well. But I think that with someone like Højlund, I think he's shown to me that he's not going to be able to become the player that we want him to be. So let's just make him the best version of what he is. And
it makes sense.
And then play from there. Because with players on your team, if you've got a player who's quite old and slow, who's good at set pieces.
Don't say that too loud. But yeah, right. He is. Yeah,
you're going to try and turn him into Salah or Bueno.
No, I guess we just get somebody to cover him on the pitch. It's ideally I would rather have a fast right back, but for what you get with the player, then I'm not saying I've sacrificed, but I think the team has learned. We need him on the pitch. Not necessarily do his running for him, but do his running for him. And it's worked because he delivers on other parts of the game.
Every team I've been in because of my set pieces and my fitness, like that. So, it got to a point where one of our game plan a lot of the time was get a free kick in a certain area.
See, and I can't play to earn for set pieces, to get a free kick here so that you deliver it here.
Yeah, but you're not training them. You don't have training sessions.
Yeah, good point. Sessions. Yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
And I'd also like to announce to everyone watching that I have become Mr. B's unofficial set piece coach.
Yeah,
the Arsenal guy.
We'll find out tomorrow against these.
How many goals have you conceded from set pieces?
What, before I spoke to you?
Yeah.
But to be fair, we've only conceded 7 in the league, but they were messy goals. They were from those corner type positions, and we haven't conceded one since. All right, all
Have
right.
you have you scored a goal from defending a set piece?
Oh, bath time. Yes, the flat ball hit my best headerer, and he headed it
Yeah.
out, and the forward ripped him. So yeah, it does work. Listen, I'm poo pooing it. I'm poo pooing it. Bath time, but yeah, honestly, to be fair, it works. It does
Yeah.
work.
That's
Yeah,
why we
it
got
does
to
work.
have at least 5 headers in the team. And this is my big concern with Rasmus Højlund is normally your flat header is I mean, the classic example is Drogba, isn't it? Like near post defending, near post attacking, that monster header against Bayern Munich, I think, in the final. And if I were to work with Højlund on one thing, it would probably be attacking and defending heading, because I think that's where he benefits. That would be the biggest improvement to our team, is if we can get him near post, like putting monster headers so that we can break up the pitch. That's where I would be looking to improve him. And I'd be playing him not central, but in a more kind of like Thierry Henry position.
I got you. Could work. Could work. We just have to wait and see. We've got 48 hours, but we've been on here for 77 minutes.
Score predictions, innit?
Score prediction time, guys. There is a few of you watching. I've got a couple of. I think I've got 5 from earlier on, or 4.
Well, what's yours?
Tomorrow, you know what? I think we're gonna do him bath time. I really, really think we're gonna do him. I'm gonna go 3-1. I think there's gonna be a lot of pressure on City themselves, to win the game. Pep, you can already see that it's really starting to bother him, and I think if we do him, I think that shuts down their season. Whether or not they finish above us is fine, but we started the season. Yeah, domestically, we started the season, in 2 different races. So yeah, I'm taking a 3-1. I don't know. I'm not gonna say that's yeah, I am. I'm quite confident that we'll do a 3-1.
Right. The problem is for me, is that when you ask me to justify what I'm saying, I get less confident.
Don't justify it.
I think I think 2-1 to Manchester United. I'm torn between that and a 1-1, but yeah, look, Steph is my guiding light. She's my lodestar. So I'm going to go for the same score, 2-1.
There we go. V. Jesus Christ. If we do this, mate, I'll tell you, I'll be on cloud 9. I'll be on cloud 9 all week.
Can you imagine if we did a 7-0? How great would that be?
Oh, don't, bath time. Just don't look. We're not ready for that yet. We're not ready. We beat anybody 7-0. I'll take that. Bilal's gone 2-2. Stephanie, obviously, same as you, went 2-1. Chat Sport actually hasn't given a score. He's just given 1 red card.
I like that. I like that instead of score prediction. 1 red card.
Andrew has gone 3-1 United. Jesus. Tyrone has gone 4-3.
Oh, wow. Who scored 2 goals the last time we beat City 4-3?
You're asking the wrong person. That's going to have to be for somebody. What Fletcher?
Darren Fletcher.
What, really?
Yeah, he scored that. Do you remember Giggsy passing the ball to Owen with that little lofted finish?
Please, dear God, bath time. No. For me,
just you don't remember that?
Bath time. For me, just to remember these random things that you talk about. Oh, no.
That is not random. We beat City 4-3 with a 93rd minute goal from Michael Owen.
I remember Michael Owen running off. I couldn't tell you what the goal I couldn't tell you what the goal was like bath time. I couldn't tell you. That's what I said. When you and Yabba talk about goals and the touches, it's like you watched them yesterday. But I know that you haven't. No, my brain doesn't work like that. Sorry, Engelbert Humperdinck had a 4-0 United.
That's like an hour ago.
Yeah, I know, but he put it in early, so I didn't star it. I
Shout
didn't
out
want to
to
forget.
Humperdinck.
Yeah, I didn't want to forget. He came in, he put his score prediction in and went. Jeff actually went 3-2, and Simon Warner went 3-1, and he was actually hoping to see a pig as well
What's
in
that
that one
mean?
there.
Is that like
Flying
a Louis
pig.
Figo?
Flying pig. Pigs might fly.
Ah, very good.
See? Oh, my brain worked quicker than yours today. Oh,
My brain doesn't work. We all know this.
Especially on a Friday after
I'm a
red
lateral
wine,
thinker, Mr. B. I'm of Yabba's tribe.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Johnny Hill's gone 3-1. Hoyland, Mainu. Hoyland to score for them. A Mainu goal and a Hoyland double. Yeah, his name was Engelbert Humperdinck. He put it in. He did put it in. Yep, and he's saying, and Bilal saying he can't believe that Agile Beast. And what is Agile
Have you seen
Beast?
Agile Beast comment? I think this is true.
I've never read a book or watched a movie. Jesus Christ.
I think Owen said he didn't see the point in watching films. And I quite rate that on some level. Wow. You must know that's weird to say.
Yeah. But I think he's a weird guy anyway, to be fair.
Fit daughter.
I have absolutely
It's on Love Island.
Oh, that's why I have no idea who she is in.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, look, we'll leave you talking about a fit daughter. I've
got one more thing.
Go on, yeah, go on.
Tonight, our friend Richard on what's his channel called? I can't remember. He changed it. It's like called RD United TV or something. Rich Sports 7.
Yeah.
He's doing his 3,000 subscriber special right now. So after the stream, if you could go in and like say hello, United TV, thank you. If you could go and say like hello and well done to Rich and make jokes about him going to Turkey to get a hair transplant, that would be really appreciated. He's one of our friends in this community, and you should make fun of him for being bold.
And any comment you make about his here in Turkey, just mention bath time so that he knows that bath time center. Yeah, you're a piss taker bath time, I swear. But you know what? Look, that'll up his ratings. He's gonna wonder how come he's just got another 6,000 viewers.
No, but look at
jump on his stream to show him the love. Guys, it is.
Look at this. How dare you? Like, you're sitting there with your mask and your hat on. We don't know, like, no, I'm not bald, but for various reasons, I've had a skinhead for, apart from 1 year where I grew my hair out. And when my hair grows, Mr. B, it's like straight at the front and curly at the back.
Oh,
so I look like one of them judges, like with them wigs on. I've had essentially grade 3 for like 20 years.
Let's see, Bilal saying that was a bold comment, V. Yeah, he did. I don't think
that's one of his better jokes, to be fair.
I don't think he expected you to answer that one, to be fair.
Jesus, is that a picture of Bilal? Check that hairline out. It's like Camp Chocula.
There you go, see? Jesus. He looks like, what's the Herman Monster's son?
Haaland.
No. You're an idiot, Martha.
I know.
Guys, look, it's Friday. Bald is beautiful. Yeah, damn right. Damn right.
That's fine, V. You can have that picture of me in your head. I can't do anything about it, but treat me with love and respect after the show when you think about me, please.
Jesus Christ. Don't tug it too hard. That's it, Stephanie. Eddie Munster. That's the name. That's the name. Right, guys, look. We've been waffling a lot. It's been a Friday. I've actually enjoyed this Friday one. Bath time. I tend to avoid the Fridays, but yeah, thank you.
Are we going to do a? I think that like maybe after 10 on Christmas Eve, I'll be free again this year. Do you want to do the drink along again?
Oh yeah. Why not? Why not? We're not going to
invite Tate. See what he says.
Listen, yeah, we'll have a late night messy one on the 24th.
Yeah, so all you people that are alone over Christmas, if you are, come and join us on the
24th. Yeah, for our drink along.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
you
give you a
won't.
link in chat.
Yeah, you won't see what bath time's drinking, but you'll definitely see what I'm drinking. No promotion, but you're nuts. Oh Jesus Christ! See, and Bilal's
I'm
saying
not eating what Yabba eats.
I know.
He won't let us have anything.
One sprout for you, one sprout for you.
Yeah.
I can well bloody imagine. Look, anyway, guys, it's like a notch time. So
Yeah.
it's like a notch from me.
Like a notch from me. Go and watch Rich Sports.